pada ni da sa sa re ga ma pada pa ni sa. Sorry. Sa re ga ma pada pa ni sa sa ni da pa ma ga re ma ga sa. So that ma ga sa gives a bit of a Saramati-ish effect, but it's not Saramati. There is a Panisa Prayogam as well. Balakrishno bhavayami Balakrishno bhavayami Balakrishno bhavayami Balakrishno bhavayami Balaramanujam Vasudevajam Balakrishno bhavayami Balaramanujam Vasudevajam Balakrishno bhavayami. Neelameghagatro stuti patro Neelameghagatro stuti patro Neelameghagatro stuti patro Nityananda Kando Mukundo Neelameghagatro stuti patro Nityananda Kando Mukundo Balakrishno bhavayami Balaramanujam Vasudevajam Balakrishno Kamalalochano karma mochano Kamalalochano karma mochano Kapata gopika vasanto Kamalalochano karma mochano Kapata gopika vasanto Mata Amararchita Sharanam Amararchita Sharanam Bhavataranam Amararchita Sharanam Bhavataranam Arjuna Saradhyo Karunanidhim Mamata Rahitam Guruguha Vihitam Mamata Rahitam Guruguha Vihitam Madhavam Satyabham Madhavam Mamata Rahitam Guruguha Vihitam Madhavam Satyabham Madhavam Kamalesham Gokula Pravesham Kamsabhanjanam Bhaktaraljanam Mamata Rahitam Guruguha Vihitam Madhavam Satyabham Madhavam Kamalesham Gokula Pravesham Kamsabhanjano Bhaktaraljanam Bala Krishna Bhavayami Balaramanujam Vasudevajam Bala Krishna bhavayami. Again here you can see he's woven the raga name Gopika Vasantam very skillfully into the Sahityam so that there is no confusion. The next kriti is Vasudevam Upasmahe in the raga Malava Panchamam. It's an interesting kriti. So this is a Janya of Maya Malava Gaula, and rather surprisingly it takes a foreign note which is the Pratimadhimam, something like the modern Gaulipantu. Why I say modern Gaulipantu is because I'll be dealing with Gaulipantu a little later in this presentation. So Malava Panchamam is Sarigama Panisa Sanidapa Magarisa. So fairly straightforward, but the Pama Pani. So those are the phrases that occur at certain intervals in this kriti. One interesting Sahityam highlight that I wanted to point out is he says in the Charanam Kanakangam Adi Sesham Kapata Dasha Kritivesham. Kanakangam Adi Sesham. So he says he is the golden hued Adi Sesha. So Krishna is, or Vishnu is not different from the divine serpent that he reclines on. Vasudevam Upasmahe is in the raga Malava Pancham set to Rupakatalam. Vasudevam Upasmahe Vasudevam Upasmahe Vasudevatmajam Harim Vasudevam Upasmahe Vasudevatmajam Harim Vasudevam Upasmahe Vasudevatmajam Harim Vasudevam Upasmahe Vasudevatmajam Harim Harim Vasavadi Devajala Vandita Vaikuntha Padam Vasavadi Devajala Vandita Vaikuntha Padam Dasajananam Abhishtadayakam Bhojapadam Dasajananam Abhishtadayakam Bhojapadam Vasudevam Upasmahe Vasudevatmajam Harim Harim Kanakangam Adisesham Kanakangam Adisesham Kapata Dashakriti Vesham Kanakangam Adisesham Kapata Dashakriti Vesham Ananta Veda Ghosham Ananta Veda Ghosham Avagata Raga Dvesham Ananta Veda Ghosham Avagata Raga Dvesham Ghana Kaustubhamani Bhusham Ghana Kaustubhamani Bhusham Gambhira Mridubhasham Ghana Kaustubhamani Bhusham Gambhira Mridubhasham Manaja Sanadi Posham Paraguruguha Santosham घनकौस्तुभमणिभूषं गम्भीरमृदुभाषं वनजासनादिघोषं वरगुरुगुहसन्तोषं वासुदेवम् उपास्महे वसुदेवात्मजम् हरिं हरिं Malava Panchamam, why did he choose this particular raga, and what is the purpose of the Pratimadima? Does it really add flavor to the ragam is subject to debate. Probably, I think he wanted to try this out. He wanted to give this raga to us also. And my thought is that we have not connected with it enough. So we probably do not understand the significance yet as to why the Pratimadima has been incorporated into the raga and why Dikshitar chose this particular kriti for this composition on Krishna. I really like the Apagata raga dvesham. When I saw it in the Sangeeta Sampradaya Pradarshini, I was like blown away with this line. So the next kriti is a slightly rare one in Nilambari. We've already listened to Nilambari in Rajini's lecture on. That's a very different Nilambari, and this is a different Nilambari. And see, Krishna is blue-hued, so the raga name itself seems to be very apt for this kriti. And Kamaniya Kandharam is a phrase that is an attribute of the gods that occurs quite often in our Carnatic music kritis, especially in Dikshitar kritis. I mean, so people who know Hindi would know that Kandharam, of course, in Sanskrit it means the neck. He has a lovely shapely neck, but Kandha means shoulder as well. So, Kandhe se Kandha milake kaam karna. What my interpretation of this is, he in addition to having a beautiful neck, he has beautiful shoulders for us to lean on, shoulders for us to cry on. So in Tyagaraja's kriti Vaddane Varu Lero, so that's what he says. So what that means is Vadda is Vandam in Telugu. So once T.R. sir told me, I said, what does this mean? It's okay. It's all right, you know. So he has Kamaniya Kandharam. His shoulders are that beautiful for us to go and, you know, just sort of let out steam, rant, you know, give away all our sorrows. So that's my interpretation of the Kamaniya Kandharam. Neelangam Harim is in Khanda Ekatalam. Khanda Ekatalam, again, out of the Trimurtis, only Dikshitar seems to have used this particular talam. There are many kritis. He seems to have been particularly fond of this talam as well. Neelangam Harim Nityam Smarami Langam Harim Nityam Smarami Nilangam Harim Nityam Smarami Nilangam Harim Nityam Smarami. Nirupama Padambujo Nilambaranujo Nirupama Padambujo Nilakantha Panchamam Dasaaliyo Nilangam Hariyo Nityam Smarami Sagaru Kamaniya Kandharu Mara Jaya Sundaru Madhavana Gadharu Jaya Sundara Madhavana Gadharo Sarasa Karo Varo Sarasa Suguna Karo Shri Rukmini Varo Shringara Shekharo Viro Guru Guho Pacharo Navanita Choram Gopastrijaram Dhirataram Viram Guru Guho Pacharam Navanita Choram Gopastrijaram Dhirataram Nilangam Harim Nityam Smarami Nilangam Harim Nityam Smarami 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 The next kriti, of course, needs absolutely no introduction. It's one of the most popular kritis of Dikshitar. And so there is this debate about what this ragam actually is. We all know it as Dwijavanti. So ragams with the same name in Dikshitar kritis are, and with ragam, the same ragam in Tyagarajar, has been handled differently. So Rajni was mentioning about Veena Vasantam, and even in fact I was talking to Jayashri, Salaga Bhairavi is also handled differently by Dikshitar vis-a-vis Tyagaraja, and Isha Manohari, and there are other examples as well. Rupavati that we saw is quite different from the way Tyagaraja has handled it because it's of the Sampurnam. But this one, there are two kritis and very popular kritis at that, and both of them are contradictory as far as the raga structure is concerned. So Dwijavanti, Chetashri. Dwijavanti is Akhilandeshwari as well. Chetashri Dwijavanti is called a Chayalaka ragam. So it has, what is a Chayalaka ragam? It has ragas that have shades of two or more multiple ragams. So examples of Chayalaka ragam is a very good example is Ghanta. So Ghanta is actually an amalgamation of Dhanyashi and Bhairavi, and we see that very clearly in the Kamalamba Navavarna Kriti of Dikshitar. But Dwijavanti, so I guess Chetashri would have come through a different school and Akhilandeshwari would have come through a different school, because Chetashri is an amalgamation of, it has shades predominantly of Yadukula Kamboji, then followed by Sahana, and then with a little bit of Sadharana Gandharam and coming into it in some measure. So I was discussing this with Guruji TRS one day, and TRS wouldn't sing Chetashri. He was very pro Akhilandeshwari. He says, "Enna raganne puriyala, edukku nammalukku appadinu." But my mother learnt it when she was the music college student in the early 50s. Then as I learnt it, the lyrics are absolutely beautiful, and when you are growing up, no, how can this be? So Putanadi. So the Madhyama Kalam in the Anupallavi. Putanadi Samharam Purushottamavataram Shitala Hridaya Viharam. So all this is Yadukula Kamboji. Shri Rukmini Dharam is also Yadukala Kamboji. So I said, why don't we Putanadi Samharam Purushottamavataram Abdin Padina ennan thonithu. Then great masters have sung it like this, and the lyrics are so beautiful, it is established. Why go and disturb it with, Dwijavantiizing it a little more? And what is it that we are trying to prove? It is a Chayalaka ragam. It is an amalgamation of Yadukala Kamboji and Sahana. Let's stick with it, because let's enjoy the lyrics, because that's what ultimately Dikshitar wanted to convey. And this is about the Bala Leelas of Krishna. So we'll stick to the Chayalaka ragam, and then if we want to really sing Dwijavanti, let's go and sing Akhilandeshwari was my conclusion. So I'll quickly present Chetashri. Chetashri Balakrishnam Bhajare Shri Balakrishnam Bhajare Chintitartha Pradacharana Vindam Mugandam Cheta Shri Balakrishnam Bhajare Nutana Niradaya Sadrisha Sharirananda Kishoram पीतवसन धरं कंबु कंधरं गिरिधरं पूतनादि संहारं पुरुषोत्तमावतारं शीतलहृदयविहारं श्रीरुक्मिणी धारं चेत श्रीबालकृष्णं भज रे नवनीत गंध वाह वदनं मृदु कदनं नलिन पत्र नयनं वट पत्र शयनं नव चौपकय नासिगौ आत श्री सुमभासगौ नतीन्द्रादि लोकवालकौ मृगमदतिलयकौ नवतुलसीवनमालौ नारदादि मुनिजालं कुवलयादि परिपालं गुरुगुहनुत गोपालो नव तुलसीवनमालो नारदादि मुनिजालं कुवलयादि परिपालो गुरुगुहनुत गोपालो जय श्री बाल कृष्णं भज रे चिन्तितार्थ प्रद चरणारय विन्दु चेत श्री बाल कृष्णं भज रे This is a particularly favorite kriti. So again, we have the Tyagaraja versus Dikshitar in this. So the Gaulipantu, Sarre Ma Pa Ni Sa Sa Ni Da Maya Malavagalam, Sarre Ma Pa Ni Sa, Janya of Maya Malavagala Ragam. Sarre Ma Pa Ni Sa Sa Ni Da Pa Ma Pa Da Ma Ga Re Sa. In fact, Tarunam Yidam is the way we learnt it. It was only later that we came to know, in sitting in Delhi, that it was Taruna Yiduma. But here, the Suddha Madhyama usage, as taught to my mother by Mudigundan Venkataramayar, is very, very predominant. And this was one of his very favorite kritis. That's what I've been told. This kriti was a regular in our post after the evening puja of Gokulashtami is over, and it was a home ritual that we would all sing this kriti particularly. It was set to Mishra Chaputalam. Krishna Mukunda Murare, Krishna Mukunda Murare, Kripa Kuru Keshava Shaure Hare, Krishna Mukunda Murare, Kripa Kuru Keshava Shaure Hare, Krishna Krishna Rahita Gopi Jana Vallabha, Krishna Rahita Gopi Jana Vallabha, Krishna Rahita Gopi Jana Vallabha, Trivikrama Narayana Vasudeva Govinda Padmanabha, Trivikrama Narayana Vasudeva Govinda Padmanabha, Krishna Mukunda Murare, Kripa Kuru Keshava Shaure Hare, Krishna Yadava Vamsha Payonidhi Chandra, Yadava Vamsha Payonidhi Chandra, Yamalarjunadi Bhanjanopendra, Madhava Madhava Mayamava Vinadaya Vidhindra, Madhava Mayamava Vinadaya Vidhindra, Maya Tita Karuna sandra maya tita karuna sandra vedanuta gauri panta rangadi guruguha moda murali nada bheda vinoda pankaja padamama prasidha sridhara vedanota gauri panta rangadi guruguha moda murali nada bheda vinoda pankaja padamama prasidha sridhara krishnananda mukunda murare kripa kuru Keshava Shaure Hare Krishna. Vedanuta Gauri Panta Rangadi Guruguha Moda Murali. So the Gauri Panta is the I forget the word. Mare Muhama, the raga pera Puguturgar. And the Madhyamakala Sahityam in the Anupallavi, Trivikrama Narayana Vasudeva Govinda Padmanabha. I personally find Trishna Rahita Gopi Jana Vallabha Trivikrama Narayana Vasudeva Govinda Padmanabha. So the way Sanskrit is such a musical language, and people who can sing and who are able to listen and appreciate the nuances are really, really very blessed. So I'll change tracks before the last kriti of the day. So this is an aspect of Dikshitar that is everyone knows, but somehow it doesn't get enough attention in concerts, I feel. So we know that I think he's composed 24 Nottuswarams. I forget the exact number. 39. Okay. 39 Nottuswarams. And one of the Nottuswarams is actually Santatam Pahimam is based on the British national anthem, God Save the Queen. Most of us know that. This one is, I found this very interesting. I asked Rajni to suggest a couple of Nottuswarams, and one of the ones which she suggested was this. So, Pankaja Mukha Shankara Hita Sankatahara. So, Sankatahara, remover of obstacles, is something that we, almost always associate with Vinayaka or Lord Ganapati. But my interpretation is that Dikshitar was such an Advaitin that he saw the same God in everyone. Apart from focusing on what that particular God he was composing on, his attributes he described in various kritis of his. So this Sankatahara in reference to Krishna, I found it really resonated with me. Venkatagiri Vasa, and then he describes a few attributes of Krishna. So let's look at this Nottuswaram. It's an interesting Nottuswaram. This is in Rupakatalam. Pankaja Mukha Shankara Hita Sankatahara Venkatagiri Vasa Pankaja Mukha Shankara Hita Sankatahara Venkatagiri Vasa Narayana Nanda Govinda Damodara Nanda Samrakshaka Shrita Pankaja Mukha Shankara Hita Sankatahara Venkatagiri Vasa Narayana Nanda Govinda Damodara Nanda Samrakshaka Shrita Vatsalya Padam Puruha Guru Guha Hita Pahi Mam Dina Bandhu Pankaja Mukha Shankara Hita Sankatahara Venkatagiri Vasa Narayana Nanda Govinda Damodara Nanda Samrakshaka Shrita Vatsalya Padam Puruha Guru Guha Hita Pahi Mam Dina Bandho Pahi Mam Dina Bandho Pahi Mam Dina Bandho. Just to provide some diversion, but a lot of thought. It's not just that he just composed Nottuswarams. A lot of thought seems to have gone into his Nottuswaram, so probably this requires some more attention. Before I move on to the last kriti, I just wanted to share a few thoughts. So Bala Gopala in Bhairavi, of course, it's one of the most popular kritis. It often finds itself as the main piece in this in concerts. A lot of people have sung it, and the Anupallavi Neela Neerada Sharira Dhiratara is a very oft taken up line for Neraval. All of us know that. And one interesting the Charanam in Bala Gopala is the literally a synopsis of Krishna's life. He starts off with his Bala Leela, where he destroyed Chanura and then Chakatasura, and then in the Madhyama Kalam he destroys Drona Karna Duryodhanadihara Draupadi Mana Rakshakara. The entire Krishna's life history is encapsulated in this very, very beautiful kriti. So this the Vaidhi, so this is one, Bala Gopala is one very rare instance of Dikshitar referring to himself. So Tyagaraja, there is a lot of he spoke to Rama as his personal God. He laid bare his soul. He shared his trials and tribulations with him. We don't find that in Dikshitar. Dikshitar is more, his approach to music, his approach to composition was much more, let's say he was almost a jnani by the time he started composing. So one of them, this is a rare reference, that Vainika Gayaka Guruguha. We'll just take up that. Drona Karna Duryodhanadihara Draupadi Mana Samrakshana Kara Drona Karna Duryodhanadihara Draupadi Mana Samrakshana Karavainika Gayaka Guru Guha Nuta Puravairi Vinuta Gopi Gama Nochur Vainika Gayaka Guru Guha Nuta Puravairi Vinuta Gopi Gama Nochur Bala Gopala Pala Yashoma Two other personal references that I want to point out, although they are not in kritis on Krishna. So the other one is, I think musicians will know it. This comes in Veena Pustakadharini in the Madhyama Kalam. Nirantaram bhakta jihvagravasam nikhila prapalcha sankocha vikasam Naradamanana viloka shokapakam Naraharihara Guruguha Vihitam-Mohan Santhanam. So, Naradamana Viloka Shokapaham Naraharihara Guruguha Pujita Vigraham. So, I will avoid the company of people who are not honest, who are not morally upright. So, another personal reference is very rare. And the third personal reference is when he calls himself Pandita Tara in the Kriti Shri Parvati in Bauli. Unfortunately, so I'm not able to demonstrate this. But to my knowledge, these are the three personal references. And the interesting thing is he calls himself Pandita Tara and he calls himself Vainika Gayaka. So which means that he was pretty proud and he knew, proud is not the correct word. He knew that, what he was capable of and what he had contributed and was contributing at that point in time. A very interesting parallel is, even though Tyagaraja has, many of his songs contain lamentations to Rama, I'm this, I've been a sinner, and those kind of things. There is one kriti of Tyagaraja, Chintistunnade, in the raga Mukhari, where Chintistunnade, Yamaraju. So Yama is worried because he is not able to claim any victim. Why is Yama not able to claim any victim? Because all the people in Kali Yuga have taken to singing songs of Tyagaraja. That is the import of Chintistunnade. Very, very interesting, very different kind of a kriti that Tyagaraja has created. So here, Dikshitar, of course, doesn't blatantly, say anything. It's all, implied, and there can be multiple interpretations, as Rajni had pointed out in her very riveting presentation on Tyagaraja Vibhakti Kritis. So it's all, so the more you delve deeper and deeper and deeper into, Dikshitar's Kritis, you will get more and more and more interpretations, and it is up to us how we want to, change ourselves or, interpret them and lead our lives thereafter. I will just briefly refer to the magnum opus, one of the magnificent kritis, Sri Rajagopala in Saveri and Sri Vidya Rajagopala. The reason why I want to just mention it is that it's very interesting to see how the shrine of Mannargudi is connected with Sri Vidya, and how Sri Vidya is, connected to Krishna. And that actually is a separate subject by itself, which probably, Veena Vaadhini could take it up by themselves. And then there are two kritis where, he has woven how, he's given us very beautifully how the Sri Vidya is, integrated with the Rajagopala Swami in Mannargudi. I just wanted to ensure that I mention that. I'll come to the last kriti of the day. Again, it's a very popular kriti, but in all these, this happens to be I think it's one of the best kritis. Best kritis of Dikshitar is actually, doesn't have any meaning because each one is a masterpiece by itself. But this one, why it resonates so much is, first of all, he says, Gokulambudi Soma Govinda Nata Bhauma Shri Kurinji So Kurinji and the Ragata Puguturgar, Shri Kurinjita Kama, Shrita Satyabhama, Kokanada Pada Soma, Guruguha Hiteshama, Shri Kara Tapahoma, Shri Jayanti Nama. So he composed kritis on various occasions, all the festivals. So on Vinayaka Chaturthi we have Bhadra Padamasa Chaturma, Bhadra Pada Chaturthyam Bhavara Brahmanadi Pujitam. So the Vinayaka Chaturthi, Siddhi Vinayakam in Chamaram or Shanmuga Priya as we know it is composed for Vinayaka Chaturthi. Then Shri Varalakshmi, which everyone knows, is composed specifically for Varalakshmi Nomba. Then Shukravara, the references to Shukravaram and all is very, very, very beautifully portrayed in that kriti. So and here he has given this magnificent kriti to be sung on Gokulashtami. And here, why Kurinji? Why not Shankarabharanam or Todi, one of the grander ragams? Kurinji is just one very, very small. In fact, it's a Madhyama, it's a Madhyanta ragam, it's a Nishadantya ragam. So it's a ragam that is only up to the Dhaivatam. The ni sa ni sa re ga ma pa da, and it doesn't take notes further than the Dhaivatam. So it is a provision for us to sing in Madhyama Shruti. So another interesting example is Navaroj. And Navaroj is sa ne da pa pa da ni sa re ga ma pa pa ma ga re sa ne da pa. That is Navaroj. And Kurinji is da ni sa re ga ma pa da pa ma ga re sa ne da. I don't know if Dhaivatam comes in Kurinji, but it is to Dhaivatam, whereas Navaroj is from Panchamam to Panchamam. And Dikshitar has given us two involved, absolutely magnificent masterpieces, Hastivadanaya, and the way he has interwoven the name Navaroj in the Madhyamakala Sahityam, and here he has given us Sri Venugopala in Kurinji. I will conclude my presentation with this. I learnt Kurinji, this Sri Venugopala, very, very long time ago, but I didn't have the chance to sing it. So this being 250th birth anniversary of Dikshitar, and Prakatya Rana Bhima Palitarjuna Bhima Paka Ripu Nutanama, and he ends with Bhakta Yoga Kshema. It's one of the most evocative lines as far as I am concerned, and in the entire body work of Dikshitar, and the way the music is also set for those last two, set for the Madhyama Kalam lines is really, really beautiful. Shri Venu Gopala Shri Rukmini Lola Shri Venu Gopala Shri Rukmini Lola Devanayaka Shri Yo Dehi Madhumurahara Shri Venu Gopala Shri Rukmini Lola Devanayaka Shri Yo Dehi Devaki Sukumara Devaki सुकुमार दीन जन मंदार गोवर्धनोद्धार गोप युवती जार श्री वेणु गोपाल श्री रुक्मिणी लोल देवनायक श्रीयो देहि देहि गोकुलाम्बुधि सोमा गोविन्दनत नाम गोकुलाम्बुधि सोमा गोविन्दनत भौम श्री कुरंजित कामा श्रुत सत्य भामा कोकनद पद सोमा कोकनद पद सोमा गुरु गुहित श्यामा श्रीकर तब गोमा श्री जयंती नाम प्राकट्य रण भीम पालितार्जुन भीम पाकरि पुनुत नाम भक्तयोगक्षेम प्राकट्य रण भीम पालितार्जुन भीम पाकरि पुनुत नाम भक्तयोगक्षेम श्री वेणु गोपाल श्री रुक्मिणी लोल देवनायक श्रीयो देहि 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 देहि
I want to thank Veena Vaadhini for giving this opportunity to delve into kritis. Otherwise, I wouldn't have, I don't know if I would have explored kritis like Balakrishnam Bhavayami in Gopika Vasantam and the Malava Panchamam. It was a period of discovery. So thank you. One word I want to say about Nagaraj. So his father is very well known to me. He's based out of Calicut, and his father is a very, very staunch Dikshitar Bhakta. And he regularly, without fail, Narayanan sir, that is Nagaraj's father, does Archana and Ashtotram to Dikshitar. He's got a very beautiful Dikshitar Vigraham at his residence in Kozhikode, and he sends me pictures of the Ashtotram. So it's all vibrations. So whether it happens through the mobile or through the laptop or through the, it's all ether. So and then when Jayashree told me that Nagaraj was going to play, so I thought it was definitely a divine intervention. So thank you very much, and thank you once again.
Namaskaram. I really have so many things to say. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to say that. Ellarkum pashi vandurthu theriyum. But I still have something that I really want to talk about, something very interesting. Let me just read the list. Rupavati, Gopika Vasantam, Malava Panchamam, Nilambari, Dwijavanti, Kurinji. The choice also is reflective of his Padandram. Vidwan Mohan sir's guru, Shri T.R. Subramaniam sir. அவரை பற்றி பேசணுன்னா அதுக்கு ஒரு 3 நாள் வேணும். In fact, I am sure he has gone through some extremely difficult rigor being with him. Because if I can just share something with you, maybe it's a little out of place, but I think it still gives an idea of what he was. எங்கள் வாத்தியார் ஸ்ரீ அனந்தராமன் சாரோட அவர் வந்து பெரிய வெரி குட் ஃப்ரெண்ட். ஸோ டெல்லியில் வந்து ஐ ஹேட் கான் ஃபார் மை ஸ்காலர்ஷிப் எக்ஸாம். அந்த டெஸ்ட் எடுக்கிறது வரையும் அவர் வந்து நல்லா பேஷண்ட் இது பண்ணிட்டு ஜோக் பண்ணிட்டு எல்லாம் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தார். அங்கே போய் உக்காண்டோம். என்னப்பா பாட வாசிக்க போகிற அப்படின்னா, சரி சரி வாசித்தேன். நரவல் வாசிப்பியா? வாசிப்பேன் மாமா. எங்கே வாசி அப்படின்னா வாசித்தேன். இதே நரவலை சமத்தில் எடுத்த பார்த்தியா, முக்கால் எடுத்து வாசித்தா எப்படி இருக்கும், அது வாசித்து காமிக்க முடியுமா அப்படின்னு வாசித்தேன். சரி நீ நரவல் வாசிச்சு அது என்ன சாகித்யம் தெரியுமா உனக்கு? சாகித்யம் தெரியாமல் வாசிப்பியா இல்லை சாகித்யம் தெரிஞ்சுன்னு வாசிப்பியா? அது ஒன்று. இதே பாட்டு வந்து வேற ஒரு தாளத்தில் பாட முடியுமா? அது பண்ணால் எப்படி இருக்கும்? I was sweating, literally sweating. 5 minutes before he was all smiles and he was like, "Eppadi irukkepa?" all that. The moment he was there on that, he was like a Vikramaditya's throne. The moment he sat there, he was a different man altogether. And I have seen that happen in Calcutta also when he used to be the judge. Our judge na paadi per vandu they will cry off. Ayyo mama judge na namba venda seri patta varadu. So அந்த மாதிரி அவர் ஒரு ரிகர் அவர் வந்து he would bring, but he was an extremely nice gentleman, especially when me and Jayashree were in Delhi for some time. The time that we have spent with him, truly golden, absolutely golden. So that is the first thing that comes to my mind in terms of the rigor that he must have gone through, and a couple of things that Mohan sir said is also thought-provoking. One is basically on the Vainika Gayaka. Okay, somehow I've also felt certain aspect about that Vainika Gayaka, why he would probably use. One is, and the Gamagamla irukku pathila, the Gamagamla best comes out of a Veena. And the music they say something called the cadence. Cadence is where you slowly tail off swaram. அப்படி முள்ளா அந்த tail off பண்ணுறது. And the tail off when the cadence is best represented in the Veena. Similarly, the Dasha Gamagam or all the Gamagam that are said are normally very well explored in a Veena. Maybe, I don't know, it's just a guess from my side. He also wants to say that if you really want to be where you are in your Carnatic music or in your music, please look at Veena as a support. I have taken that as a support as a Vainika Gayaka. Maybe there is a certain interpretation that I am having. Maybe it's true, it's not true, but it's just that, it gives you that, especially on the Vainika Gayaka, and the phrase அவர் வாசிக்கிறது இந்த பைரவியில் வந்து it's a classic phrase. So அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு இது I felt that is one probable interpretation which I could look at. Then he also mentioned about Shankatahara, where Krishna is the Shankatahara, and I was reminded of this small incident in Mahabharatam. The Vastraharanam போது திரௌபதி கேட்குறாளா கிருஷ்ணா நீ வந்து வாசுதேவா நீ வந்து என்னோட supposed to be my best friend, you did not do anything to help me. Krishna says, I was just waiting outside for you to call me, you did not call me. யார் கிருஷ்ணரை கூப்பிடுறாரோ சங்கடஹரணம் அவர் வந்து டெஃபினட்டாக பண்ணுவார். எஸ், the moment she calls he comes. கிருஷ்ணான்னு வந்துடுறார். So that Shankatahara has also that reference where he is there to protect, but you just need to surrender yourself to him. Yeah. The other thing is, Dikshitar வந்து he designs everything for himself. We don't have to do anything. நாங்கள் அப்படி பண்ணணும் நீங்கள்லாம் இப்படி பண்ணணும்ப்பா அப்படின்னு நினச்சோன்னா நம்ம பண்ண வேண்டியதான். We are only mere instrument in his hand. We don't have to have, especially நீங்கள் இவ சொன்ன மாதிரி no ego here, because we are just play tools in his hands. How I also realized that was, இன்னைக்கு if you take the whole day, the entire evening, he designed this evening for himself. We started with Vidushi Bhuvaneshwari. Bandasuraroda and the story வந்து she brought in beautifully the story form. And the communication skills oda beautiful story சொன்னா. Because Dikshitar is an ace storyteller. Correct. Absolute ace storyteller. So he probably said, boss, I am a storyteller. Can you somebody talk about my storytelling? So she came in. Then came the PhD level lecture demonstration, where he says that I have got a lot of things to offer in terms of Advaita philosophy and other things. So can somebody come and talk about that? So that came at the second. The third one, in addition to all this, is his musical genius. Our musicality pathona, that is really, you can talk about it for eons. And that's what Mohan sir has brought out today. Every kriti he talked about the musicality in addition to other things. He gave that prominence to that musicality. So if you really look at it, it's such a beautiful completion. Or storytelling, or deep content, or musicality, everything gets included. And I think he himself wanted it to be done. Wow. So he got it done. இதில் வந்து இந்த ஒரே ஒரு பாயிண்ட் ஐ ஜஸ்ட் வாண்டட் டு ஆட், அந்த ஸ்ரீராஜகோபாலம் தட் யூ டாக்ட் அபவுட், ரைட்? இட்ஸ் ஜஸ்ட் இந்த ஸ்ருதி ஒரு நிமிஷம் போடும், உங்கள் ஸ்ருதி இட்ஸ் ஃபைன். அந்த ஸ்ரீராஜகோபாலம் வந்து அவர் சொல்கிற மாதிரி அதை if you really sing that song and the right way, it takes you to a different level, a different mood. Shri Raja, அந்த ராஜால வந்து அவர் அந்த நீ வந்து தாவும் கிடையாது நீயும் கிடையாது, ஒரு மாதிரியான ஒரு இடம். ஸ்ரீ ராஜ ஸ்ரீ, இந்த ஸ்ரீக்கு அந்த சாலை வந்து நிற்கிறது, இட் இஸ் வெரி மெடிடேட்டிவ். அந்த மாதிரி அண்ட் அந்த மெடிடேட்டிவ் இதுக்கப்புறம் அவர் வந்து he brings in that nishadam which is neither daividam neither nishadam, somewhere in between. ராஜ, அதுக்கு வந்து அந்த if you have to sing that nishadam, you have to give it that aggression. ராஜ இல்லைன்னா வராது அந்த நிஷாதம். ஸோ யூ ஹாவ் அ மெடிடேட்டிவ் ஸ்டார்ட் வித் ஸ்ரீ ராஜ. அது ஒரு பியூட்டிஃபுல் way of looking at things. So when you talked about Sri Rajagopala, it was such apt, so apt, wonderful. So I mean, we can just go on and on about this. But in all, I think thank you so much, sir. And one word about our Nagaraj, with one Nagaraj. Last time when we saw him, he was a small boy. He's still a young man only. But when we saw him at his residence, when we had gone there to play, he was a small boy. And today he has really blossomed out into a very good mridangist. அதுவும் அந்த நீலாம்பரிக்கு அந்த கும்கியில் வாசிச்சது இஸ் சம்திங் வெரி வெரி அட்மைரபிள். அவர் பாட்டுக்கு வாசிச்சார், ரொம்ப ரொம்ப சுத்தமாக பாட்டுக்கு வாசிச்சார். And as he rightly said, Narayan sir is a great fan of Muthuswami Dikshitar, and he would be very proud of his son today. So Mohan sir and Narayan Nagaraj sir, thank you so much for this wonderful thing. The 1.5 மணி நேரம் போனதே தெரியல. In fact, we felt, why is it coming to an end? அந்த மாதிரி இருந்தது. Thank you so much, and thank you one and all for being there with us. Have a nice day. Yeah, the prasadam இருக்கு, please வாங்கிட்டு போங்க. Thank you.